Cushman and Wakefield is a global commercial real estate services company, providing our clients with property services, management, and technology solutions that help them manage their portfolio and make decisions around the buildings and space that they occupy. Cushman and Wakefield is $8.2 billion in revenue, and we manage over 3.5 billion square feet of space in over 70 countries. My team supports 52,000 colleagues globally, providing them with office technology, data center solutions, and data solutions that help us create a differentiated experience in the market.
This is what then led us to start looking at more SASE architecture, in particular Zscaler. And we did a like-for-like POC, where we then benchmarked Zscaler against our existing next-generation firewall technology. And not only did we notice a significant security improvement, but also a significant performance improvement as well. Now, we actually noticed a very smooth transition from our existing next-generation security platform into Zscaler, so much so that the users didn't even notice any difference.
When the pandemic hit, a lot of the ways that people worked, communicated, were disrupted. We looked at some of the tools and technology that we had and that we've created over the last few years, and we asked ourselves, how can we build a safer environment? How can we help people get back to the office and feel that sense of security, that people are socially distanced, that it's safe, that we can still collaborate, but do so in a very safe manner? So we partnered with Zscaler to help us understand, how can we look to see who's coming in the office? How can we monitor that, report on it, and keep track of it so that we could set thresholds of what our office saturation should look like, or our office occupancy should look like? How can we report on it to ensure that our leaders in each one of our markets had a good sense of what that occupancy looked like? Zscaler played a big part in how we captured that data, how we tracked who was in the office and where they were. And we were actually able to give an hour-by-hour view into each floor, into each office, to see who was there, who was working, for how long, and how socially separated were they while they were in the office space.
So the change we're really trying to drive within the organization around security is really having security be part of the user and that identity at the end of the day, as well as the endpoint, and not about a physical location where they're at. That's why traditional firewall technology of putting a device in an office doesn't work when we have people, again, working from home or working from client sites. I've always looked at security as it needs to be tied to the person and to the user at the end of the day, as well as the endpoint, because that's what the commonality we have as we see throughout the organization. It's not about location. It's people are moving around. But we also, with that, need to have a common user experience. As we can see from the data we had from BitSight, we're able to go from hundreds of different alerts that we're reporting out there to the internet to practically nothing with our implementations of CrowdStrike and Zscaler and putting the right policies in place. We've been able to minimize that exposure, and that's just further helped our organization, especially as we've moved to an all-remote workforce. We've been able to deploy Zscaler and remove hundreds of firewalls across the globe, and a majority of the offices didn't even know it happened. We would do 20 to 30 deployments, in a given week, and again, no issues, no hypercare, no things like that, that would come back to us. I do think that Zscaler Private Access is the next frontier. Really, how do you get rid of that internal network? If you can create a seamless experience, why does it matter that you have an internal network connection versus an agent that fires up in the background, totally seamless to the user, that may connect to resources that are not on the internet? I just see that the internal networks over time go away as we have more and more things that are SaaS and cloud-based. We offer file and printing in the cloud, and HR systems and other things move into cloud-based systems, that there isn't a need for that. And you really can create that zero trust by getting rid of the network. And again, a consistent user experience, whether they're at home, whether they're in an office, or whether they're at a client site.